might be seeing one of the hard breaches to be banned by either side. Amira potentially could slip in on the defensive, but other than that, maybe Valkyrie to be banned out as well as a pick onto Crude.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but we're going to see, is this a Specker ban, would you say? Zofia banned just to counter Zofia, just to ban Specker. An operator, he has so much success. Yeah, so much success on the Zofia, hasn't he? And, you know, is he going to be able to frag out as well as he has been with that off the table?
I'd say that he could, because there's still, you could say, the simplified version of Zofia being Ash that he could use quite proficiently. So I reckon he could still frag quite nicely, but yeah, Zofia is definitely his main, you could say.
Yeah, alright, and then we're going to see the first defensive ban come in, probably a Mirror, probably an Echoes. There we go, Echo, just as I say it, yeah. Right on.
Yeah, banning out Echo is definitely going to be a kind of predicted one, because he provides so much flexible info gathering, even compared to Valkyrie.
Alright, and then final ban of the ban phase will of course be Mirror. So, you know, Mirror, Echo, the two I said. No real big surprise, to be honest, is it, Cthulhu? Like, they're just, I suppose it just feels like they're meta bans at this point, doesn't it?
Not at all, yeah. And the main, not a target ban. What I do want to talk, though, is Thatcher being banned out, because I personally did not expect it.
Yeah, that's going to make things pretty interesting, isn't it? It's definitely going to make sure that teams won't be able to go the easy route of bringing a Thatcher. And, you know, that's something we were saying, sorry, Dev and I were saying the other week that we were seeing from August, right? Is that, you know, they were trying to be too complex and, you know, bringing a Thatcher would solve a lot of their problems.
True. But it does seem that DarkSided have listened in on that, as well as GIU, and Crude bringing out a Valkyrie instead of Clash, and Cutie swapping out to Capitao. One thing I want to point out, Monkey.
Yes.
Crude done quite a proficient job as Clash on Bank when they were playing on the first playdate.
Until.
Yeah, until the last round, which I think even for Crude that will be painful.
I think it wasn't the operator mistake though. It was just a mistake in general. I feel like
misplay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just going for the just pushing up when he shouldn't really have. But you know that doesn't matter right now because we're on Border and he's on Valkyrie now. You said that you wouldn't be surprised if we did see a Valkyrie ban just to combat Crude. Border is one of those maps where the aggressive outside play can be so prevalent and be so strong, of course. So, you know, both teams probably want to utilize it and probably both teams feeling like they'll be strong enough to counter it if it comes up.
Seems like it. But now,
attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Let's talk about the pick of defense, because to me, it feels that there's not enough of the plant denial. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, we've still got the Maestro, and what do they really have to deny the Maestro? We got the grenades from the Buck, and then, of course, the Ash charges. With the Jaeger on the board, could definitely deny quite a few of those if required. Yeah, no smokes, obviously a bit strange.
Yeah, no smokes, no kind of, well, minimal amount of C4s. There's Valkyrie and Bandit, but that's about it. And only a Legion for any of the big push slowdown. So I'm a bit curious how what's the play out at the end going to be.
Like how the round's going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's already the aggressiveness outside I was speaking about. That's Diesel. He's going to find Specker, but it'd be Style. He's going to trade Crude straight on back. But we do still have Diesel in close proximity. In fact, from above, it's going to be Rippy to rain Hellfire down, putting us into a 4-on-3. Although it looks like Diesel's actually been downed, and he will be finished off. But Dino's going to trade Jack Daddy straight on back, who did that. Wow, it's only been half the round, and we're already in a 2-on-3. What action?
What action indeed, and how quickly it all escalated, because before, like, I was prophesizing that GIU wouldn't be showing a lot of defense, but now we're just seeing that they going all out on the aggressive plays. Let's say offensive plays. Yeah,
it's been what, a minute? Well, you know, we're down to 2 minutes, right? But a minute and a half through the round, so halfway. DarkSided weren't even allowed to, you know, start with some of their primary objectives. It was just like, you know, They were in the building and suddenly the frags were raining down left, right and center. It was a bloodbath. But, you know, now there's a minute to go and Shaq and Cutie have to work together, corroborate to find these 3 remaining members if they still want to take the round for DarkSided.
Yeah, and right now they managed to rendezvous, as I was just about to say. First of all, they need to meet up back with each other. So the breach into the archives is going to happen. So from there on out, they'll need to hold the angles, the crossfire, quite heavily, because if one of them is going to go for a plant, the other one needs to be on point with the shots, because otherwise it is all going to be a disaster. But they don't have any information, I believe, about the flank. They don't have the information about the person behind the shelf, so this could be quite an issue.
Yeah, well, here we go. It's going to be Dino from the flank to find Cutie to kick things off with, and Rippy to find Shaq. Bit of a swift ending there, but that's the first round successfully on the board for GIU, and DarkSided just didn't seem ready for this straight-up aggression.
Yeah, not at all, and worked out pretty well for GIU. So maybe the rebranding back to the old days worked a couple of wonders. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, I feel like that was mainly played off by the presence of the Valkyrie. Of course, we didn't see where those Valkyrie cameras ended up, but I'm sure that there was a few outside, and I think the reason why, I suppose that shows the reason why Crude was hiding that Valkyrie behind the clash.
That could be also the case. I'll have to agree with you on that. This time Crude doesn't seem to be going through the six-pick. Oh, six-pick from clash onto clash. That is the big plays.
Yeah, they'll never see that one coming, will they? We're going to see the opposite for Cutie, though. He went from the Capitao to the Jackal instead of Jackal to Capitao. Nice little patterns we're seeing here.
Good pattern indeed. We will be also with GIU bringing in Castle. That this will mean that they will be expanding over onto the bathroom. So having that extra room to work around on the ground floor could also be very beneficial for the defense. But what I am curious the most right now is how will Crude apply his ability to play Clash on the top defense, because he could be used as a mobile Valkyrie, also mobile drone just in general.
5 seconds.
I mean, not Valkyrie, mobile mirror. And,
yeah. What I was going to say is I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him play very aggressive upstairs, so he'll be able to peek out and gather all that information for his teammates safely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cutie will be making his way over to the east stairs, in hopes of potentially breaching maybe the office.
Oh, look at Specker with those quick QEs.
Yeah,
and
crisp, clean.
You are right, with the Zofia band, he's on the Ash, so he's, you know, a little bit speedier, but with a little less utility, you could say. No Claymore for him. Has to take the stuns instead, or the breach charges if he wants to, and you know, he won't have the concussions either. So, but he's a bit faster. He's got you know, probably a better gun overall.
Oh yeah, definitely. R4C would definitely, in a straight firefight, outgun the Zofia's M762. But none. But yeah, with the minimal amount of utility, I still think that the main purpose for breaching can still be quite swiftly achieved. But right now, I think the main objective for DS is to out that Clash, because with her still alive and the Maestro behind her, it is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, so what they're going to do is they're going to try and take this top floor of Forge. They've decided to push from officers from the east, not really focus too much from security. Looks like Specker is going to rotate over there just as I say that, however.
Yeah, this could work out, could be quite beneficial for him as well, as he might catch Rippy off guard, or Dino, who is playing on a bit of an aggressive side. Meanwhile, Jack Daddy is already right by the objective, so he might catch a couple of curious peeks. Oh, there's the first kill of the Dino. There's the Strider gone by Jack Daddy. So now DarkSided will need to start slowly picking the whole GIU roster apart if they do want to succeed. But
Yeah,
That seems to have already failed.
that's that top floor control given over, and also the main fragger on GIU's side. But don't worry, Crude still exists, and he's going to find Jack Daddy, even though he's on the shield operator. That's the buck off the board. So that's a lot of diminished top-down pressure, but it really didn't feel like that's what GIU were DarkSide were going for, because he was just crouched walking downstairs, wasn't he?
Yeah. And GIU managed to waste plenty of time with their hold and minimal loss, to be honest. I mean, losing only one roamer up top and losing one person at the side, not as bad of a situation as you would have hoped. As you would have thought, sorry.
Yeah, well, they are in the man advantage, and they're getting ready to push into the bomb site. And Diesel, he's going to be caught out by Ippy Star before Rippy can trade on back to Shaq. Ippy Star's going to miss those shots, however, and Crew's going to bring it into a 2-on-2 with 5 seconds on the clock. Plant is going to be attempted, and Specker is going to find Rippy, leaving all up to Crew. He's gone for the pistol, had to switch around, bring the shield out. But oh, you feel like it might be all lost here, because he can't really switch back to his weapon quickly at all. And there we go, Cutie with the mini ITA. It's going to finish him off. No,
that was a good play out, all in all, by Crew. Like, managing to deflect so many bullets before getting shut down by that shotgun. That's still a formidable performance.
Yeah,
overall.
he was dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging.
Many dodge. That's wow.
But in the end, he will fall there as GIU are going to head back to the ventilation room.
I mean, I'd say vent room and workshop was probably a more successful, well, a more well thought out defense by GIU rather than their first one, because they managed to waste plenty of time with somewhat minimal losses, and the only reason why they lost at the end was just because DarkSided just rushed in full on.
Yeah, so I suppose the turning point in that round for me was the fact that Diesel got caught out. Like, he was pushed up very aggressively. You know, most players, when they take top floor, will be holding that rotate into the bomb site. Like, you know, if you're going for the plant, you want to deny that rotate 100%. And that's where Diesel died to, Ippy style from above.
So, and I do want to point out the difference in frags between both teams is literally 1. So the top fragger on GIU has 2 kills. The top fragger on I was about to say TV. The DarkSided has 3, and the rest of the rosters have exactly the same kill spread.
Yeah, well, you know, it is only 2 rounds, nice and early in. Let's wait till the end before we start getting interested in those kind of things.
I mean, it's funny how even it all between both teams.
Yeah, it's definitely been very close so far, like closer than I was really expecting coming into this, especially from the performance we saw from GIU Wednesday. But it's been good signs of life. Specker and Ippy style, the 2 main fraggers heading in on the east stairs, going to take down the camera, just stock standard stuff as they're going to be taking the land that GIU has gifted to them. They said, you can take this part of the map, we're going to hard hold the rest of it.
Yeah. And this time, though, the difference between DarkSided's push is this time they are putting the most amount of utility into pushing the top floor, so they want to clear it out as quickly as possible without putting themselves much at a risk. Crew will be blinded right now with that flashbang, and the breach will be successful.
Yeah, it was very nicely done there by DarkSided. The frag grenade to deny the batteries, and of course the flashbangs to ensure there's been no push, and really feels like they've been forced pretty much all the way out. There we go, Cutie's going to kick things off onto Strata, so that's the castle down and top floor control firmly in DarkSided's hands.
Yeah, that was much quicker development for DarkSided compared to the previous round, but now that they have still half a round to go and 4 more players of GIU to go through, I'm a bit curious whether GIU will be able to sort out themselves with a crossfire like they did a few times before, or whether it will be a complete shutdown by DarkSided.
Yeah,
because...
Sorry, what was that?
Because right now it seems that GIU are giving away quite a lot of land, as Cutie will be picking up a kill on Rippy as well.
Yeah.
And so...
And Speck is going to start the pressure from the opposite angle to what the main push is coming from. He's going to spot out, I think that was Dino in the bathroom. the 3 remaining members of GIU probably really feeling the pressure, feeling really claustrophobic on top as Jack Daddy's starting the pressure from above. Cutie with his 3rd in the round. Boy, he is going off on that Jackal. And a 4th. Is he gunning for this ace, or is Specker going to take it from him? Well, not yet, as Dino is going to find him, but I'm sure Cutie's going to be wanting this frag. He's going to be feeling it. Shaq's going to jump into sight to start the plant. I wouldn't be surprised if Cutie was on the hunt right now.
It definitely looks like it, and he is playing as Jackal, so he'll be seeing those footsteps very clearly very soon. No, Ibis Style will be taking the ace from Cutie, but still 4K with the red dot PDW. That's a good showcase for Cutie.
Yeah, nice
especially
shot
against GIU.
Nice shot from Ibis Style there to finish things off, and yeah, it was a you know, we talk about Ibis Style, we talk about Specker, but you know, I've heard on the grapevine that Cutie's the new fragger. Excellent showing from him there. But we are heading back to the Armory Lockers and Archives here for GIU. So, you know, we saw a very successful defense in the first round on that bomb site. Are they going to be able to replicate it? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Crude switch over to that Valkyrie once again.
If he does, I reckon they will be able to pull it off quite nicely because, yeah, there we go. There's the 6th pick onto Valk. So if GIU will continue their very aggressive roam play with a support of Valkyrie, and it won't be shut down as well fairly quickly through the round, then we will be seeing GIU take this round and even the score out, I reckon. So, because right now, essentially their whole aggressive play is dependent on those Valkyrie cameras.
Yep, definitely. So, you know, we saw Ibis Style though last round. Like, he came in downstairs to start off with. Like, I really feel like they were maybe baited into that by the fact that you know, they didn't show the Valkyrie, so Ibis Style was free to push in early rather than be hunting for cameras outside. So he might be a bit more ready for it this time, and it looks like Crew's already taken a sliver of damage.
Might have been, yeah, either from the impact or... Oh, there's no twitch, so...
Yeah, no twitch, so... Probably an impact or maybe a stray shotgun pellet, hunting drone, someone misses or whatnot, but... Regardless, it's... You know, it could be the difference, but pretty unlikely. And around is Cutie, very swiftly over towards East Stairs. He's going to take down the camera and then start looking in. So, DarkSided, where they're going to attack from this time? What do you feel, Cthulhu?
I feel that we might actually see just a head-on push through the south wall into the armory, and just have them have DarkSided back up on the CCTV room, because so far this looks like it's going to be the case, with Spec already using up one of his breach charges, and they slowly just clearing out all the utility from there.
Yeah, so now they feel like they can start heading in low. Ibis Style, he's all the way to the east stairs though, so he hasn't started hunting for those Valkyrie cameras. But I don't really feel many went outside yet, did they?
Yeah, and just in general, a slightly slower approach in my opinion. Specker though will be finally getting the kill for himself onto Strider this time, so this is Maestro out of the way, and a good turnout, I reckon.
Shaq is just gonna see, I believe that was Rippy, but not gonna land any of the shots. But yeah, I like DarkSider's take here. GIU were hard holding the security office, and they had the buck below to help force them out, and they opened it up with a kill, causing the rest of the members to fall on back. So they've gained control of the first point of entry here, and you know, they can start opening up towards the bomb site, which Shaq's gonna do pretty much immediately.
Do I see this right, that one of the wall patches is not reinforced at the armory?
Yeah, they had it opened up to allow that Maestro to peek on through and try and deny anyone on the catwalk over there, but that was quickly taken down by Specker, of course. No, so I suppose surprisingly no ADS is there to help counter that.
Yeah, that's why I was a bit confused. How come the ADSs weren't used? But oh, Ibis Style does manage to hunt down Rippy with the help of a drone. That was a very well executed roam clear as well by DarkSided, and then funnily enough, not a single loss on their side as well.
Yeah, this is looking great here for DarkSiders. They're going to be pushing on into the bomb site momentarily. No real denial except maybe the C4 on Crude. Going to see Jack Daddy hit the Kobe onto Diesel. Dino's gone down, so it is all up to Crude with 20 seconds left. He's going to find Ippy style in the opposite bomb site, but that plant's going on down, and Crude is locked right on out. He's going to send over the C4, and it is going to find Shaq. So that is the planter down, but Cutie's going to cut him off on the rotate, and that is going to be DarkSided with the 3rd in a row.
I love it how swift DarkSided have gotten. They have, the moment they already have a planner going, you already have the person flanking around, just cutting off all the rotations. It's a much more coordinated DarkSided, I feel, that we saw compared to, let's say, the last rounds of the Invitational qualifiers even.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they of course had a surplus of members. It was a 5-on-1. But yes, it's very nice to see that teams are watching their flanks and the such. So it was a very successful first round for GIU, and we're getting right into this, getting warmed up. We've seen DarkSided strike back with a vengeance, haven't we?
Yeah, DarkSided definitely do seem to be quite fierce on their approach with their attack. Strider this time will be though taking a role of Clash, so this could actually be even deadlier with Crude on Valkyrie and they have a Clash. I reckon this could spice up the round quite substantially.
Yeah, there we go. Look at the kill spread now. Shaq on the donut, that's okay. He's playing Thermite. Understand that. Strider's also on the donut, and look at the rest of Taboo. We got Dino. He's back with the pack right now. He's not leaping out in front as we saw, and it looks like it's Cutie's turn, 6-1, to be leading the charge for DarkSided.
Yeah, Cutie has been performing quite well with his PDW, and even now I'm still somewhat questioning sometimes the choice, because PDW does provide a lot of rounds down the range, but at the same time it provides way less damage on the range. So, I mean, with the game that has a one-shot headshot, I shouldn't be really surprised, but yet here I am.
Yeah, but you know, these guys are pro league players. Like, you know, they, for the most part, make a living from playing this game. You'd think they'd be able to hit headshots at will. So I think that's the logic there, and of course the reduced recoil. That being said, the C7E really doesn't have much at all, does it? So it's just a preference thing in the end, I feel.
Agreed. And now Rippy will be playing a bit of on a spicy spot. Strider and Dino are in the CCTV room and are waiting for the right moment to play their cards. And interestingly enough, Strider is just sitting on his SP9, I think that is. SPG9.
Yeah, not bringing out the shield just yet. He wants to take the fight. I think it's more of to take down the drones early on, and then, yeah, there we go. He's going to switch over to the shield. But yeah, this has been a lot slower from DarkSided this time. It's a bit of a different setup in offices of, in security, of course. Looks like Dino might be getting aggressive, and he's going to find Shaq.
Ooh. That is the diffuser down as well.
Yeah, but it's not. It's in a pretty easily recoverable position, but that Clash is going to have to take a look out front first. But if they're aware of Specker's position, in fact they're not, and Dino is going to go down to him from below. Beautiful find through the hatch there.
No more of the goo mines will be slowing down the offense, which is a good sign for DarkSided, but 4v4 still. Plenty of resources to go through for the offensive side. And Cutie just decides to just stroll on in and see if he can get some kills. He does manage to find a distracted Strider. There's another one onto Diesel. Nicely done, and 4v2 just like that in a matter of just about under 15 seconds.
Yeah, nothing's stopping this man at all. He is just going hand. He's going right in with the shots. And yeah, 4-on-2. That's where they've put themselves into position, and the bomb site's ripe for the taking here, unless Crude and Rippy have something to say about it.
Crude definitely looks like he has something to say, but he'll be falling back from a very peculiar spot. Although still a very dangerous one, because if he will be seen like right by that spot, oh no, he's blinded.
He's dead for sure.
The man is gone.
How is he still alive? In fact, he has been seen there by Specker and Ippy style. He's going to get the TK, but it's fine. He's going to find Rippy and then Jack Daddy to finish off Crude, as we've got a swift 4-1 lead here for DarkSided after going down in the first round.
Yeah, still a very confident performance from DarkSided. GIU unfortunately just can't nail down the firefight just yet. And even poor Dino is just can't even catch a breath.
Yeah, it seems like, Dino will start things off with, yeah, Dino will start off early with a kill and but then he can't really seem to do much more in the round because it seems like DarkSided is very focused on shutting him down immediately.
Yeah, DarkSided figured it out, managed to see the huge destructive potential that that Dino has, and just, yeah, straight up just countering him. And right now this is working out quite well. Diesel is going from one odd pick to another, bringing in an alibi for their next defense, which I'm a bit questioning.
Attackers need to locate.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen them go to the customs at all yet. They've failed top floor twice and failed ventilation twice, but they have won ventilation once. But they've decided, you know what, guys, we're just going to give our third choice a try, give it another roll of the dice. And you know, I agree with them, right? Because DarkSided surely figured out the strats that they've been bringing for their top floor and for their ventilation hold. So, you know, I think it's, you know, at this point you do have to take that gamble and take that throw of the dice.
10 seconds to insertion.
All right, we'll be seeing that how that work out
5 seconds
just
remaining.
in a short bit. But interestingly enough, GIU decided to spread out a little bit. They have some utility going for them in the armory. They have some utility going in CCTV to keep a close look onto the side. And Dino with the first kill onto Cutie. That is the one top fragger taking revenge onto another. So that is a good start for GIU, definitely.
Yeah, nice and easy, wasn't it? It really feels like GIU are not placing their Jaeger devices properly, the ADS systems. It seems like they're not really doing much. The Crude is going to find Specker. That's both the main players on the side of DarkSided taken out, but Style will respond in kind.
Style managing to trade out Crude with after the Valk player has already managed to use up all his utility. I'd say that's not that bad of a trade. Trading out the Roam Clear and the Soft Breacher for one of the fraggers and the IGL. This is definitely a good play out. Strider finding another headshot onto Shaq as well, so that is a good run so far.
And there's Dino popping up again, so Style left in the 1-on-4. It really seems like DarkSided really cannot handle the aggression when we see GIU just go all out. Style is going to go down low, just making his chances of the clutch even slimmer and slimmer as he is getting forced back further and further away from the bomb site. He was where? Someone's at the east stairs, but he's not quite sure where. But yeah, he's got a minute and a half to play with, but even with that, I'm really not too hopeful for him in this clutch. And there we go, Rippy from above. Even though he had the info, he had the pre-fire, it wasn't to be, and GIU put their second up on the board.
Yeah, and so far GIU managed to show once again that they can be aggressive, they can play it out, and the moment they manage to out those key players, those key utility operators as well, then they would have the success. Because the moment we just saw, the moment the Cutie was gone and Specker was gone fairly early through the round, that's where it was pretty much a deal breaker for GIU. And the moment they weren't able and they were playing overly safe, that's where they were kind of just feeling very shaky on their whole.
Yeah, so DarkSided going to kick their half on defense off by heading to the ventilation room and workshop rather than the top floor. Interesting, Cthulhu, but some analysis on that, please.
I mean, bringing in a Pulse for this one, I reckon, is a good idea, because with his Pulse scanner, he could get some really nice kills from below with a C4, whereas on the offensive side, I'd say Maverick could actually work out pretty well. Get a couple of sneaky holes to get going for himself and just get those frags and lock down from two sides to sandwich in the defenders could also be quite beneficial, but alas, we'll be seeing an IQ pick.
Yeah, so what I was thinking, right, is you know, they show the Bandit and they switch it over to the Pulse, and you know, that kind of, they're showing, yes, we're going upstairs, but then they changed last second, because, you know, you would pretty much always bring a Bandit on this bomb site, but not really on the lower floor, right? Like, you can, of course, it can slow them down quite a bit. They've opted for the mute instead, so they're trying to say, yeah, guys, look, we're going upstairs, but not really, they're going downstairs. Just trying to throw a spanner in the works of GIU.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it does look like that that was the bait, and the bait seemed to be quite successful actually, because I forced Rippy to swap out.
Look how many people they have upstairs right now. Oh, cute, he's run off with his shotgun. They're like, no, we need the hatch open. Yeah, but like, look how many people are upstairs. It was 4 members. It looks like some of them will be coming back when that hatch is blown back open, though. We're going to see the entrance for GIU downstairs.
Definitely. Now,
oh, bit of damage.
Yeah, that is a bit of a damage. I'm not too sure what happened there as well. But finally, the hatch is breached. We all good on that. Good to go. And yeah.
Oh, and Dino.
Wow.
He's going to find those players still rotating downstairs. That's 2 quick frags for him. And suddenly it's in a 5-on-3, and we still have 2 members up that were lit very heavily to start off with here for DarkSided.
Yeah, excellent turnout for Dino right at the start. Epic comment from Specker as, yeah. I mean, and that was a very good 2 peaks. You taken out the Pulse, who could play from above or from below and relay all the info. You've taken out the Valk, who I do believe still had one more cam to go with. And I mean, if Dano is able to secure 1 more frag, I definitely think that if he would get traded out, he's
actually got the down.
All for it.
So it's a 1-on-5 right now. He's on for the ace as well if no one takes his kill onto the down player. And it is all up to Cutie from above. There we go. He's going to finish Ippy style off. Cutie from above. They're still unaware of his position. In fact, now they're not. He's going to find Strider. But Dino with the ace through the floor.
There's the big one.
So I suppose, you know, it's an ace, right? But you feel like those... Oof, nice shot. Those players were late rotating because of the issues upstairs with the hatch. You know, we heard the impact grenade get thrown out of the C4 and whatnot, and the hatch still wasn't getting opened up. So, I don't know. It's kind of like either DarkSided were having issues with their equipment, or, you know, they were the architects of their own demise in that round.
It definitely felt like it. Maybe it was a bug. Maybe Cutie was just not aiming properly at the hatch. But it definitely felt like that hatch issue was quite a bit of a hindrance for the team.
Yeah, now let's hope for DarkSided's sake, right? That this doesn't start them on the tilt, start them on the decline. I'm sure, you know, they're mentally stronger than that, but, you know, we've seen lesser things completely ruin teams before.
Yeah, we did. I mean, that would be, I have to agree with you, that would be quite tilting if that would have been the case.
Yeah, or the fact that, you know, Cutie was meant to open up the hatch, he sent 1 shotgun blast and ran away, and they're all screaming like, Cutie, get back here and open up me hatch, or whatever.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we are going to go top floor here for DarkSided. Not going to try and do a convoluted downstairs hold. Instead, they're just going to go for the tried and true, the simple and successful.
10 seconds left.
Okay, simple and just clear and easy to, well, somewhat easy to defend. I definitely think that DarkSided would be quite right on the choice here, but
Objective is to locate a bomb and defuse.
I'm still not 100% sold on their defense. Yes, they have all the utility needed, except for Bandit, for the top defense, so that will be given away just fairly quickly. And yeah, it's just...
Cameras found quickly as well.
Yeah, Cam was found quickly, so definitely not a good utility-wise start right now for DS.
Yeah, well, Dino quickly onto the east stairs. It's so often the first entry point on order here. Looks like he's just going to be holding down, making sure his team are in a position to start pushing into security, which, once again, we have a fairly strong hold here on to boost. Strider, however, is entering in below. He's got the buck, he's going to start the shotgun, he's going to start to try and make these defenders feel very claustrophobic in security.
Yeah, but right now, ooh, Shaq got some very peculiar angle to get rid of some of the utility potentially. With Style just holding the angle in CCTV with, I believe that is Jack Dad.
Yeah.
And for Strider right now, he just needs to get rid of all spots and just push them away out of there.
Yeah, he's just trying to find the position that those defenders are in. Though he really doesn't want to do it from customs, does he? He's trying to stay around in the supply room near holding cell. Shaq is going to find Crude. It's the Kappa Tower, normally an operator you'll see used to help execute. Gone off the board pretty much immediately.
And Strider decides to repeat back as Jack Batty decides to get off that peak hole that Buck just opened. Dino is nearly losing his head to a pre-fire through that wall, but will be attempting to hunt the defender. He is unaware that player to the left side, but maybe now the call has gone out. But he does need to get rid of that lesion first things first.
Yeah, he still seems unaware of Jack Daddy's position, doesn't he? In fact, Hippie Style is going to find Diesel with a quick run out into the hallway. There we go. It's going to be Jack Daddy from the side to find Dino, putting us into a 5-on-2. Just Strider and Rippy to try and bring this back here for GIU.
And not the best fragging right now, people. Oh, that is a nice Kobe and down onto Jack Daddy, but Rippy is down, so now it's all up to Strider to do it, and he's rapidly losing his health to a goo mine. Does manage to fall back, but essentially it is a 1v4 situation with not a lot of time, so he does need to get those rapid kills, but at the end, Specker will be the one to shut him down from a very nice position at the fountain.
Yeah, it's a nice angle, isn't it? And he just quick on the reactions there. Shuts down the push. So we've got GIU, you know, they've picked up, what is it, 3 rounds now? DarkSided are up to 5. How are we feeling? Are we going to see more in this vein, or are GIU going to start the comeback? But, you know, I think that was a great, you know, response from DarkSided after losing that last round.
I'd say we might actually see DarkSided back up and running. The kind of first couple of defense rounds were a bit sloppy from them, but now that they kind of managed to get their senses back together and get their strats back together, I reckon they might actually pull off another dub on this round.
You know, maybe that round where, you know, things were scuffed upstairs with the shotgun and such, like maybe they were just sitting back and having a good laugh about it. Like, they're like, oh, boys, that was hilarious. Maybe, you know, it was pretty better for morale. Yeah, but let's take a look at these frags here. We've got Dino out in front of the whole server, 11 frags, but the rest of his team really not backing him up, are they? Strider and Diesel just 1 frag apiece. Whereas on the flip side, it was still that man, still Cutie, still out in front with 10.
It definitely feels like a Dino show right now within GIU roster. And similar situation was seen on the first play day. Dino was absolutely popping off with, I believe, on one of the maps he was on 14 kills or something similar.
It was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was gigantic.
It was 18 as well on one. Like.
Or 18, yeah, that's the one. And then the rest of the squad was very heavily falling back. So if this is going to be the case this time, I don't think GIU might be seeing a win on any of the maps against DarkSided today.
Well, you know, there's still time for the fat lady to sing either way. There's, you know, still a few more rounds into it, in 4 more rounds, including this one.
True.
But it could potentially be over into...
I like the angle that Style currently has, a very, one of those long angles, but under still a cover of the reinforcement, so...
Yeah, and through the bookshelf as well.
And like, through the bookshelf. Oh, mama, that is even spicier.
Yeah, the pixel peak with the shield. So yeah, that's very nice. Of course, it's got, you know, gonna be that common spot, but it's gonna make it harder to pre-fire it due to the pixel angle with the shield.
Yeah, meanwhile, Strider, as soon as he got droned out, decides to fall back. I mean, that was a pulse.
Yeah, Specker fell back.
Yeah, in face of Specker, yeah. Specker decides to fall back after being droned out. He decided not taking any risks, any chances with that, and just overall going to be a very strong position. Strider not spotting that pulse at all, though.
No, Specker's actually taking a lot of damage there. The Impy Style, he's going to find Dino as the first frag on the board here. So that main fragger there, Specker will trade back Strider, and that's going to be Impy Style onto Crude. Just a 5-on-2. Oh, Impy Style, beautiful shot. He's still sending out tons of pre-fires. Just Rippy remaining in the 1v5.
It is not a good day for Rippy as well, as he's being left on to clutch so many times, and so far unfortunately was unable, unfortunately, to shine just yet. But he will be finding style, so that is a good start for him. Still a minute, just under a minute left to go, and right now he still has a fair room to roam around. All the C4, well, actually one more C4. If only he knew right now. If only he knew right now how close he was to aiming at that roamer.
He's got full HP, and you know Specker's pretty lit, so this is still doable. He's just gonna have to start moving. Although there goes most of his HP, and then Jack Daddy's gonna peek out into him and finish him off. As DarkSided put themselves onto, you know, at worst a draw, and you know just one away from a win, match point.
Yeah, one away from the win, and so far good execution overall. Very swift, very calm. Styles just managing to pop off with several kills, and yeah, this is a very solid DarkSided lineup overall.
Well, potentially the final round, and we're going to be going back to the ventilation room and workshop for DarkSided, and this is the bomb site where we saw them have a few issues, wasn't it, Cthulhu? So interesting to see if they've sorted those out. So sorry, I like paused. Carry on.
It definitely seemed that GIU are slowly kind of losing their grip on some of the situations. Like when they're losing a couple of their frags, it's just that's it. They're forced to go for the solo plays, and solo plays is definitely not seeming to be their forte, especially on this map.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like we saw Dino pop off several times, but Dino managed to pop off due to the fact that there was plenty of information to go off, and DarkSided were not countering quick enough with those Valk cams. Same thing applied to Crude when he was managed to get several kills, but that is once again off cameras. As soon as GIU are ridden of those of any info gathering, that is essentially it for them.
Yeah, now,
kind of
actually, I'll save the talking point I was about to bring up till after the match, actually. We can talk about that, you know, talk about what I was going to say after. In fact, you should remind me in case I forget. But we are into potentially the final round here. Action phase is a go.
And yeah, potentially maybe the last round. Sorry, Monkey.
So yeah, I was going to say, it seems like the upstairs setup from DarkSided has gone a lot faster. Oh! Yeah, and
Rippy taking a fair chunk of damage, but decides to fall back just very quickly. Yeah, still after losing a fair chunk of health, that's not a good start for him, especially as a Hibana player.
He was almost caught off guard, wasn't he? He really wasn't ready for how the players are going to respond. In fact, there's a little peek hole there. That's where that's come on from. And, you know, I think DarkSided might be a bit annoyed that they didn't get the kill. In fact, he's very lucky to be left alive.
Yeah, while Dino will be attempting to get some closure for himself to get a couple kills rolling. Nothing just yet, as Spec is holding a very eloquent angle from the customs with him having plenty of cover as well. I think there's even a Jaeger device covering him from the grenades that could be thrown from Strider. Dino gets the first one, so now Spec is in a grave danger. Does go down to hands of Dino. The absolute madman himself unleashes the R4C onto DarkSided.
Yeah, Dino, he's really shown he does have this Pro League pedigree. He can be so hard to play against, I can tell you that from experience. And, you know, just like that, he's put this team in a 5-on-3 advantage. So, you know, it looks like GIU are in a position to, you know, if they lose this one, have to kick themselves for losing it rather than DarkSided winning it.
Yeah, if DarkSided will continue with that, we might actually see... I reckon we might actually see another round to go, because with two-man advantage right now over DarkSided, GIU looking like they might contest to get the dub in this round and still stay in this matchup.
Yeah, they definitely are looking good for it. As drones are up above. There's one player still up there, but two below. So Strider looks like he's going to be on the flank watch when they get ready to go for the plant. Of course, you know, they can stay in in Armory, but as soon as they head into Archives, that's when he starts roaring. But Ippy Style is just going to tear down the castle and find Dino. Now, it looks like, oh, and Strider, he knew Ippy Style was there. He just wasn't aware that he retreated and put this into a 3-on-3. Looks like Rippy is, however, going to find Jack Daddy there, as there still is 2 members left for DarkSided. 15 seconds, of course, so they're going to have to start going quickly. As Rippy from the flank, as Cutie's going to find Crude, and that's going to be Rippy. He has the opportunity to find both frags there. In fact, it's going to be up to him, and Ippy Style is going to find the frag in the end. Oh my gosh.
How was that allowed? Monkey, that should not have happened. Rippy missing all of those shots and unable to shut down. He had both of the defenders lined up for him. He could have sprayed down first at Cutie, then pull down right onto Ippy Style. I'm shocked.
Yeah, Rippy was in prime position there to finish it off. There we go. Dino's going to finish it with 13. Ippy Style, his equal, but you know, let's take a look at the frags here. Strider 1, Diesel 1, Rippy 6. Like, it's really not what we're kind of expecting from a team. Like, the point I was going to make is, do you feel like these support players that we have on the side of GIU